Welcome back to Immerso, and today we are going to be making some more candles because the last ones were mushrooming.
What's a mushroom, Imogen?
Where the wick expands and it looks kind of like a mushroom.
As Imogen said, we've had some problems with mushrooming, mainly on this birthday cake candle. The hot throw's fine, and we've been testing it, but I'll show a close-up so you can see easier, but there's a nice fat mushroom on the end of the wick. So a mushroom, in terms of candles at least, is when... Now there's two theories I've read about. The first is the wick has too much fragrance oil and it can't burn it properly, which is why you get a deposit on the end of the wick and it grows into a mushroom as it burns. But we have actually... mushrooming for us started with lavender, and we normally do 10%, so I thought, oh, maybe it's because there's too much fragrance oil. So this one's 8%, and there's still a little bit of a mushroom. And I also did a 6% lavender, and there's a massive mushroom. So in our experience, at least, it's not the fragrance oil that's causing the mushrooming, because we've gone right down to 6%, and we've got a big, that is a very big fat mushroom on the end of that.
It's a very big fungi.
Yeah, so that's 6%. So the next thing we can try, instead of reducing fragrance oil, which we don't really want to do because we want really strong candles, especially these little guys, need to really pack a punch to fill the room because they're only a little 4 ounce or 100 gram candle, thereabouts. So what we're going to do is try a bigger wick, because now we normally use CL8 wicks in RCX, rapeseed and coconut wax, and we do CL8 wicks in these tins, but we've got CL10s here. So do you want to make a start and pop some stickers on the bottom of... Now you have to remember a CL10 is going to be... I thought I got some tins ready. Yeah, these are CL10s. So we've got to be really careful to get the right wicks.
So these ones are this one?
Yeah, those ones are those ones. So you do those first and then we'll put the Stabilo ones in, because I find it really hard to tell. Actually, I can tell with those CL wicks because they've got a lot of wax on them for some reason. But generally, for me anyway, it's quite hard to tell the difference between one wick and the other. They all look very similar to me. So, yeah, so we're going to do CL10 wicks, because if the CL8 wicks being over, if it's struggling with too much fragrance oil, then 10 will hopefully stop the mushrooming. We've tried 10 CL10s before, and it does solve, because we had a previous video, which I put up a link, we were looking at tunneling, and that was because our flame wasn't hot enough. Wasn't burning all the wax to the end of the edge of the tin. So we did CL10 wicks. We went up a size, and it has solved that problem. The flame is maybe a bit big, but maybe one day we'll crack the happy middle ground. And another thing, it could just be because all of these are mushrooming regardless of how much fragrance oil we put in. It could be that the CL wick doesn't agree with birthday cake and lavender. So we're also going to try Stabilo wicks as an alternative, and in the size 8, and see how they do. So how are you getting on?
I'm doing
birthday cake. You know what I haven't done? I haven't weighed out the fragrance oil, so I need to quickly do that. All right, so for this test, we're using Cozy Owl fragrance oils, birthday cake, and French lavender. So you're gonna hold on to that one, and I will grab our little gram scales. So we're gonna put in, this one's, birthday cake. So we're gonna make 2 candles, and we're going to put in 200 grams, so we need 180 grams of wax and 20 grams of fragrance oil. So I'm not going to do any overage because this is just our testers. So, can you get, please? I've been quite lucky with that one. Oh my god. Maybe, yeah, these are little narrow bottles. That is the challenge.
It was on there.
Yeah, keep away any gadgets because I've already wrecked a laptop with hot wax. So my top tip is Put your computer away. Why are you doing this?
I want to sniff
You sniff that. It is really nice. What do you want to describe what the birthday cake smells like?
Like a jam sponge.
Yeah, it's really good. So if you pour the oil down the side of a thermometer, or stirring needle, or chopstick, any kind of stick kind of thing, it follows it down into the beaker rather than dripping all over the place. Oh, there we go. Oh, can you grab a bit of white roll from there, please, and give it a wipe. Pop that out the way so it doesn't fall over. Birthday cake. And then lavender, thank you. Zero that. Is that a nice lavender?
Yeah.
Oh. So, let's get 20 grams. So if we're just meeting, we started in May last year, 2025.
Yeah.
Oh, was it March or May?
May.
Our candle journey, with the hope that one day Imogen can have a candle business or home fragrance business. So we've been busy in our free time
Making
candles and testing them. And yeah, we've had a few challenges. So
There's a drip on the tin.
oh, never mind. So this challenge we're trying to sort out is mushrooming. And we think when we started it was really hot weather, and I think we were a bit lucky because all the burn tests went really well. And I think now in the winter, although it's
Spring.
it's coming up to spring again, 2026, so it'll start warming up. I think that extra coldness has made it a bit harder. You know, it's kind of shown the problems of the candles, which is good in a way because usually people burn candles more often in the winter, aren't they, when they're going to be cosy. So it's good to know that when the wax is colder, we've had a bit of challenges with it, with the burn being really good, and we want to make sure the candles perform really well. So we're going through extra testing now to see how we can get our our candles performing really well. So we need 180 grams of wax in here. So we've got our Auto wax melter, 5 litre one, and it's really handy because we just chuck in the wax and melt it. In the state of the kitchen right now after making dinner, I don't really want to be making candles in there, to be honest. So let's put the thermometer in. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do birthday cake or lavender?
Birthday cake.
Birthday cake. So we're going to add... So I set the wax melter at 75 degrees and it's come out into the beaker 60... Let's say 68. It's going to get hit 68 now. So we need to add the fragrance oil when it's at 60 degrees. So you need to let that cool a little bit. You just said birthday cake, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do birthday cake first. And what we're going to do is... Oh, so what... You've only wicked...
Oh, yeah.
You haven't wicked the Stabilo one, so do birthday cake Stabilo, which is this one, please.
Are we going to do lavender?
Yeah, we'll do lavender next, but this is going to cool, so we'll wick lavender afterwards. I'm going to do birthday cake CL10, birthday cake Stabilo. Right, oh, that's lucky, otherwise we'll be... Actually, we don't need to pour yet. I'm getting a bit carried away. All right, so this is already at 60 degrees, so I'm going to add birthday cake fragrance oil. Oh, we don't even have a timer.
Oh, so I'm going to get one?
Yeah.
I can just count to 60.
All right, count to 60. I'm going to do it on my watch. Do you want to stir that? We'll just use the thermometer. We're off and ready today. Oh yeah, so a minute. By the time I get this going, it's going to be more than a minute. But yeah, we decided to just stir for a minute. Seems to work. And usually we'd use a spoon, but we got to stir. We got to add it because it's at temperature. What's the temperature saying now? Yeah, 59. So that's good. It's keeping temperature quite well. Oh, there's lots of bits in the wax.
Probably on the beaker.
So.
But anyway, the wax will go hard and white.
Yeah, these are just our testers, so not too worried about that.
I think it's been a minute yet.
No, we've got 20 seconds to go. Probably a bit less. And then, yeah, while you're doing that, I'll get the next a lot of wax out. Okay, you can stop stirring now.
Okay.
Watch this buzzing away. And leave the thermometer in because we need to, we're going to pour it when it's cooler. Alright, so this is, do you want to grab another thermometer? Can you reach? That's alright, I'll grab it. Oops. So what's this at? That's coming, I need to let that 60, that's 55. What are we going to pour it at? Do you remember?
No.
I think it's 38. I'm going to check my notes. So that's at 63, so that'd be ready to add fragrance in. That's at 54. 38 degrees Celsius we're going to pour into. So we're going to put the tin on the scales and pour about 100 into each. Right, so while this is cooling, do you want to get the wick for lavender, Stabilo one, and put one of those in, please? So that's definitely from this bag, this one.
Yeah.
Otherwise our test isn't going to work.
Because they feel different. This one feels small.
Well, this should be fatter. It is, isn't it? Because this is a 10, and this is an 8, although they're different wicks. And also, I've noticed the CL has a lot of wax on it. So, oh, we are needing to pour. So I'm going to pour this in because we are a bit under temperature now. I'm chatting away. But I think the process, or our process at least, needs to be a bit flexible. It can't be so... obviously it's good to be as accurate as you can, but I think it needs to be a bit forgiving because there's going to be times when we're not, like now it's 58 point something. Even a thermometer is not going to be 100% accurate anyway, so we just need to get it a bit of a forgiving process so we can be close enough with like the times and temperatures, but not have it so that if it's off by like 2 degrees it's going to not work, because you know in the long run that's going to be way too like troublesome. And it also just makes things really awkward because before we would keep the wax warm at 60 and it's just like a lot of hassle. And we've done one set, yeah, so the tunneling troubleshooting candles we did at 1 minute stirring, 60 like this. Oh, that's done. And the hot flow is really good.
Same.
Yeah.
These two are the same.
So we want birthday cakes and lavenders together, please. So how is this coming? This is 46. So we're going to come back when this is at 38 and pour the candles.
I've just noticed they have different patterns.
Yeah, oh yeah, so you can tell the CL is one, it's bigger, and I don't know if it's a linen, there's like a brown thread that goes down the white wick.
One of them's like dark and greyish and the other one's brownish and
I don't know, because this CL is cotton and linen, I don't know what Stabilo is, probably, they're very similar, which is probably why both CL wicks and Stabilo wicks work really well in RCX wax, because maybe they're really like similar composition, but I'm hoping one of these will solve our mushroom problem. Wait and see. Right, so our, what was it, birthday cake is ready. So Imogen's got 4 beds, it's quite late.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just let her do this one. So we're gonna put on our little tin. And then do you want to pour just to 100 in? You can take that out now. All right, that's it. That's it, you can keep pouring until it's kind of close to like 90 something, then you need to slow down. I'll probably just go up to like 98 or something like that, because you won't be able to get it all out of the beaker. Okay, that's good. And then when we make our actual candles, we'll make more so that each candle can have the full. And then this one, you should just be able to pour in the whole lot. You know, do that. Just pour in, pour it all in, or up to 100. If it gets to 100, stop, and then we can top up the other guy. Yeah. So we'll let these set. And how long do you want to let them cure for?
Let's try 7 days.
7 days. Last time you said 7 days, and then it ended up being 3 weeks or something, because we just got distracted with other stuff. So we'll let those set and then cure for 7 days. Oh, that wick's really wobbly. This one's gone off.
I'm going to go up to bed.
You want to go up to bed?
Yeah.
All right, you want to say bye? All right, so I will carry on with lavender. Okay, so this lavender is now ready as well. Oh, it smells so good. So let's get this poured. Oh, in a tin. So I'm interested to know if you've had any kind of mushroom problems with your candles, and how, you know, if you care to share how you've kind of overcome that, it'd be really good to know. So please write in the comments if you've got any tips. It'd be really good to be able to help each other out. And likewise, if you've got any questions, like in general, do feel free to ask. That's lavender. So I was saying to Imogen, at one point we were thinking of abandoning this smaller tin, because it's just a pain, I think, to get the wicking right compared to the slightly bigger glass jars we use. And then I thought, actually, with everything going on in the world and the prices of everything seemingly going up and up and up and up and up and up, maybe we're going to kind of do an economical yet high quality eco-friendly candle. So I thought, we'll hang on and keep these tins so that we can offer a really high value for money candle. So that's why we're having to troubleshoot the mushrooming in these ones. But it's not every fragrance oil. Most of our fragrance oils don't have mushrooms and they don't tunnel. It's just the odd few. But rather than just not do them, we thought, well, we'll just have a go at least to try and overcome those problems and see how we get on. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, we'd love to have you along the journey, so do feel free to subscribe to our channel, leave your comments, and we will see you in the next video, which will be the burn test, and we'll see if we can have no mushrooms. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.